Are you serious, guys? Are you serious? Get some coffee and calm down. Just calm down. The earth is shaking and quaking. The devil's back is breaking. My mind is aching. We're not faking. What kind of medication are you taking? These are the signs of the apocalypse. Are you serious? Welcome to the coming apocalypse. Really, seriously, welcome to it, okay? Gaza rages on. I'll tell you about that and other things that are happening right now, incredibly, around the world, especially in the Middle East and other places. First of all, let me put a shout out right now for www.pastorpaulgold.com. That's www.pastorpaulgold.com. Hey, are you feeling unsure about your finances these days? You're not alone. That's why Noble Gold Investment is here to help you. Just hear it straight from some of the folks they have already helped. One guy said, the Noble Gold crew walked me through everything with no stress. And with their help, I can finally sleep easy at night. And now, this month, folks, Noble Gold at www.pastorpaulgold.com. Look at this. 5 ounces of pure silver, America the beautiful coin. They will give it to you for free if you qualify for a gold or silver IRA. Pick up the phone and call them at 877-646-5347. That's 877-646-5347. And tell them Pastor Paul Begley sent you there, okay? Yes, you want to get the Halloween special. In the dark. Get your tickets at my website at paulbegleyprophecy.com. It's tonight at 6 o'clock. It's tonight at 6 o'clock. And I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed with this one because the 5 presentations are off the chain. One of them, Heidi does, is called The Essence of Evil. Her and I do that one together. There's another one we do called The Origins of Halloween. Her and I do that one together for you. And then there's The Demons of October 7th. I did that, and it's shocking. My son Bart Begley does a documentary called The Bio of Aleister Crowley. Oh, boy. And then Heidi does an award-winning documentary. It is going to blow your mind. It's called The Epitome of Evil. And she reveals the names of the people involved, and she shows their pictures and shows you the things that they've been doing and the satanic. Oh, no. Don't miss it. Get your ticket. It's at 6 o'clock tonight. Get your ticket right now, and then you'll get emailed to you tonight at 6 o'clock your link to this incredible Halloween special. All right, now, what's going on in the Middle East? What is it that people are talking about right now? Well, what's happening is this. There's the hostage. You know, this is amazing because the American media don't even want to celebrate the fact that the IDF was able to get inside the tunnels in Gaza and free a hostage. I mean, that's just, it's unbelievable. I mean, you know how hard this would be to save any hostages? But thank God they have rescued one. And, but the media is not reporting it. They're not saying IDF, the Israeli Defense Forces, are able to go in and rescue a hostage. No. They just announced a hostage has been released. Well, what does that make you think when you see a headline? One hostage has been released, an IDF soldier. You think that that hostage was released by Hamas. No, that's not what happened. That hostage had to be saved, rescued. And it shows you that the Israeli forces are making a move. Now, here's some of the things that's going on. Gaza is raging. And, of course, the world is crying foul against Israel because of the humanitarian situation that's starting to develop there and is developing in Gaza due to this war. 13 aid trucks just passed inspection 16 minutes ago. And they have made their way into the Gaza Strip where they were in Egypt. They have to go through extensive inspection before they can go into the Gaza Strip to bring food and medical supplies and water. According to journalists, 13 aid trucks were just allowed in. There's 81 trucks sitting there right now, currently undergoing security checks by the Israeli authorities, according to the Egyptian border officials at the crossing. Now, the office of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said in a statement that the humanitarian assistance provides Israel with important leeway in which to act to realize the goals of war. Quote, these are food and medicines that have been physically checked and inspected by our Israeli security personnel and are being delivered through Egypt into Gaza. The total number of trucks so far that have crossed into Gaza is 157 truckloads of food, medical supplies, and water. The humanitarian situation in Gaza is bad. There's limited access to food, water, electricity, and fuel. And so 157 trucks have gone into Gaza so far, and Israel said they would continue to let food flow in after it's gone through extensive inspection. And you can understand that. So while that's going on, we have this update. The Israeli Defense Forces say they have killed 300 Hamas targets overnight. Now, when I say that, that's not individual people or individual soldiers or individual terrorists. These were 300 targets, locations where Hamas has either been shooting rockets into Israel or are storing weaponry. These 300 targets included military compounds, inside underground tunnels, and their bombardment and expanded ground offensive in what I call the crush and creep military maneuvers that it seems that Israel's doing. An Israeli soldier was rescued. Thank God. Can we get a celebration from the media anywhere? This Israeli soldier has been rescued from Hamas, and this was the first successful hostage extraction since the militant group of Hamas did their massacre rampage on October 7th. Israel's military says, meanwhile, Hamas released a video of 3 women that they have hostage right now, and they say they have more than 200 hostages. So they just showed a video of 3 of them, trying to say, look, we've got them. They're still alive. But, of course, we know Israel has gotten 1, and that was an Israeli soldier. It was a female soldier, and she is, of course, being debriefed and is telling Israel a lot of information. No doubt about that. Now, the head of the main United Nations agency operating in Gaza said that the UN Security Council, that the entire population of Gaza is being, quote, dehumanized, as multiple UN bodies or organizations are calling for humanitarian ceasefire to allow aid to reach Gaza. Well, aid is reaching Gaza. As I just said, 157 semi-trucks have just gone in, 13 this morning. But Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said yesterday, listen, I'm not going to stop fighting. The Bible says there's a time for peace and there's a time for war, as he quoted the scriptures in the book of Ecclesiastes. So here we go, okay? The pressure, the international community are pounding that something be done, okay? But Israel has vowed to intensify its ground offensive in Gaza, dismissing a growing chorus of calls for a ceasefire as concern grows around the world about the situation developing in Gaza. And despite the overwhelming majority of nations voting Friday for the United Nations resolution calling for a sustained humanitarian truce in Gaza, Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu made it very clear yesterday he would not heed such calls as the Israeli Defense Forces responds with unrelenting force to crush Hamas for what they did on October 7th in the rampage, the murder, the butchering, the burning, the beheading, the raping, the killing of over 1,400 Israeli civilians, and the fact they took more than 200 hostages and injured over 3,500 Israeli civilians. And, of course, they fired thousands of rockets into Israel and was the worst slaughter of Jewish people in one day since the Holocaust in World War II. Now, there is some other information we need to know about, and that is that Amir Safari says that there's been a barrage of rockets fired from Hezbollah now into Tel Aviv. This is significant. Give me 1 second. Tel Aviv, right? And here's the deal on that. That actually is, they've been firing rockets. They've been firing across the border, but apparently they've really stepped it up this morning and are firing a lot of them into Tel Aviv. So we're going to keep an eye on that because Hezbollah is opening up. They're opening up a second front. It's in the northern front, and I look for I look for even more to take place. Here's what we have within the hour. Iran-backed Houthi rebels are also firing missiles, drones, and they've attacked Eilat in Israel all the way from Yemen. So the Houthi rebels, who are funded by the Iranians, are using drones from Yemen to attack the city of Eilat there in southern Israel. The Iranian-backed Houthis, this was 12 minutes ago, has just responded as these rebels in Yemen are claiming responsibility for a series of attacks against southern Israel. According to one of the spokesmen for the group, said the aerial assault comprising of drones as well as ballistic and cruise missiles are being carried out of the sense of religious, moral, humanitarian, and national responsibility for the people of Gaza, they say. And, of course, this is affecting the world. So they're firing out of now Yemen. They're firing out of southern Lebanon. They've been firing out of Syria. Of course, it's been a massive attack on Israel from Hamas. And how many more armies are going to surround Jerusalem? As it says in the Bible, when you see Jerusalem compassed with many armies, know that the desolation thereof is nigh. I'll be back, guys, with more current world events and how they relate to biblical prophecy. We're certainly living in the last days. I got to go do an interview right now with my good friend, Bishop Larry Ragland, for his show. But I'll be back with more. Don't miss the webinar. Don't miss it. Get your ticket right now, and I'll be back.